So that's as far as I've gotten with that.
Okay.
Okay. Um, okay. Okay.
When it opens, well, this is here, so it should open. Maybe it's just tight.
This should just get its power from the computer. Select a camera, integrate a camera.
Unless this is screwed in more than it needs to be fully functional.
Small group tonight? Small group tonight?
The other room was already booked, but none of this technology is working.
Cleaning after this.
Yeah,
I
Um,
did some usually.
do I have a minute?
yeah. Okay. All right, let me just get a pen. Okay, well, we're just gonna have to use the Zoom on this camera and not. And this is just gonna have to be good enough if anybody comes on Zoom.
Are we expecting any people like Neil, Dominic said he's not come, right? Or
Dominic's not coming. I don't know. I don't know if anybody's coming. Yeah, I'm gonna get a thing.
See.
Totally.
So were you raised to say if you couldn't say anything nice, just to not say anything?
No, we rescheduled our community preservation committee meeting last week because of the library building committee and to this week at 7 o'clock. And I am the secretary for that.
Oh, no.
And so I am.
This will keep you amused during the meeting.
Or percent on the compost.
Yeah, really.
How are you doing?
I'm okay. I was some shot in my hip yesterday.
What? Oh,
Yeah,
how does that feel?
Bluebird box.
I have better in a couple of days.
Did you take it?
No, it was sitting here.
Dave Mosher made it.
Made what?
The
Well, he
paper.
thought he was going to make a prototype.
Right, that's the prototype.
Yeah. And as soon as
Sitting there.
it's getting, oh yeah, I think it's, no, it isn't the screw though.
No, it's this.
Okay. Oh,
Screws the perch.
okay.
Well, I'm finding those kind of excluded and possible. These vent holes.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
And the only thing I'm having to do is score this so the little baby birds can climb out. Oh.
Need some up here?
Nope.
Hi, Dale.
Hello.
Hi.
Oh, birdhouse.
Okay.
So we're back to freezing again, huh?
Well,
Yes.
Almost freezing.
It's downright unfriendly out there.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah, our house was not ready for the 90-degree temperature.
Ah.
Screens in the windows,
Ah.
it was nasty.
Well, fortunately, I can flip that little switch.
Yeah, well, we don't have that little switch.
That was a smart move. That was probably the smartest thing I've done.
Oh, you fixed it. Good job, Mary Ann.
What was it? The wrong,
So
Prime Video.
it's the wrong one of these. Now,
Has this one been used much?
ever
Ever?
the TV? Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been used. So, okay.
Up.
I'll be right back.
Try again.
So did you read the Steve's report?
Yeah, contradicted. First he contradicted twice when we met, and then
Right.
the report contradicts the third time.
Right,
Yeah,
I
so
mean, now you
I
got
ripped it up.
stain and prime, free stain and stain.
Yeah, both. We're doing two coats of stain. Cause this, I looked, the stain from Sherwin-Williams
Yeah.
and Cabot has a primer in it already. So I just put on 2 coats of stain.
So what are you staying on?
Hearst
Yeah,
house.
first.
Hearst
oh,
house.
yeah. look-
Oh, you guys,
I
you can
noticed
do the
it
Hearst
pretty
house?
bad.
Yeah.
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 So the only thing I was thinking about the Hearst house that probably needed to get a generator there to hit it with a pad sander.
I've got
Just
batteries.
got battery up in Sanders.
Is enough to do that whole thing? Cause there is some
I'm not-
there's some peeling that's
I've
happening.
also
There's a
got
lot
a
of-
carbide, nice carbide.
Don't do it. Put that thing away. Do not do it. Don't. You'll dig in with that thing. I wouldn't do it. Would not. No, I'd use a pad sander.
I don't think I have enough batteries,
It's not a problem. I can get you a generator.
but I don't see this as, I sort of see, maybe we try to do a side.
We're gonna go side of this.
So are you guys gonna do it?
Yeah, Molar and.
I would,
Job?
I would be,
Give me a call. What is it?
no,
I put in for a raise for them.
I would assist.
Well,
But with a
anything
generator.
would be an improvement over nothing.
That's what
I
I
doubled Penny's salary
said.
the
She
other
doubled my
day.
salary today when I stomped my feet and said, I don't wanna do
God, no, that's when you got, your pay was docked. Are you kidding?
You didn't
Yeah.
say that.
Oh, we are having so much fun with the landscaping.
Red, black again.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But we may not paint those corner boards,
I think,
they're fake.
you think that that's not stained, they were painted? Appears to be painted.
Well, it's interesting because the picture Small Ski sent us, doesn't have any black on the corners. It's all red.
Of the original?
Yeah, the red is showing through. I mean, I just looked at it on the way over.
It never was painted. I mean,
Yes.
the
There.
Pictures of these.
Cemetery Hearst house that we're talking about.
Oh, there we go.
So
There you go. Now,
we may just do the whole thing. in
huzzah. Okay.
red, No. black
Wonderful.
on the board.
Wonderful.
Keep the
Okay.
top black.
Now, have I
Let's get
started
that
the Zoom
one.
meeting? I have. With this, we've been recording this whole time.
Great.
Alrighty. Okay. Let's see.
Is Molly coming? Do we know?
You don't.
It's probably hard for her at this time.
We still have some dots left.
Oh,
Those are the ones that worked.
Yeah.
oh, right, the
Well,
dots
they
are,
put some back on
oh, the dots
Did
are,
in the children's area, yeah, right?
No,
Yeah,
did they?
yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah.
yes, yeah, actually, that's interesting to find out what happened. I suppose.
it's an agenda item.
Golly.
All right, are we,
What is the black?
let's call this place to order.
And the pictures of the.
5:35?
5:35.
And then there's another email that has a.
Thankfully, I
Okay.
paid attention this
And I
time.
noticed
Do we
the
have-
picture is the black on the-
Well, unless that's.
We don't have anybody who's tried to come.
Okay, we don't have anybody who's tried to come, and therefore we will move on.
You have no public comment?
No public comment.
That's what you get for, that's what happens when you pull the big switcheroo.
Hey. Update on the remaining items to be.
Do we wanna approve minutes?
Oh,
first?
I'm sorry.
That's okay. Sorry.
Review and approve minutes of April 16th. Do I hear a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of April 16th.
I'll second.
Just like last time.
Oh, boy.
That makes it easy, doesn't it? There she is, right here. We have a chair for you.
No, there is.
There
There
is.
is room for you.
It's cozy tonight.
Okay, any changes, comments? We're just reviewing the minutes. Changes, questions, comments? You got all my edits.
I added
in there?
all your information, so it made some sense.
Okay, good.
Thank you, dear.
You're welcome. All right, roll call vote.
Antonella's eye.
Alma's eye.
Foster abstain. I wasn't sure.
Pool eye.
Jake's eye. Moss eye.
Quackenbush eye.
Leo, aye. Okay, now let us move on to an update on the remaining items to be completed inside the library. You had some meetings this week.
Okay. So inside the library, so one issue we have is that the, quite conveniently, right outside the door here,
As you can see.
as you can see, the rug, so the rubber flooring was supposed to extend a couple of inches this way. And so the sliding door slides over the carpeting. There's a brush on the bottom of the door and the two things create friction with each other. Dominic was here today to do landscape review. I kept him here all day. And we talked about that because I couldn't remember where we were in that conversation. And we came down and we looked at it, and the rug now has a hole in it.
That didn't take very long.
So the sliding door is causing the rug to erode.
Yes.
So since it was installed incorrectly, and they're going to have to repair the rug that's fraying on the edge and now has a nickel-size hole in it. It's so one solution is cutting out a piece of the rug and putting in a piece of this. It'd be a strip of this,
Fine.
right? Whatever this is. And
Put in some sort of a threshold thing.
so Dominic says the thresholds would be thicker.
Threshold or two.
Yeah, it'd be too
Is it
thick.
thick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a,
We
Yeah.
had like zero clearance.
right.
Right. So anyway, now that we actually have the rug, deteriorating,
He
it's
said
only
it
been,
wasn't going to.
right. And it's only been a few months
Mhm.
and we haven't used that door a whole
You
lot.
probably opened and closed it to see how it was opening and closing.
Mostly. I mean, there have been times when parents will close it to trap,
Yeah.
2-year-olds. So, yes, okay.
And are the parents in the space with their children or not?
No, the parents do tend to stay in the space with their children. So
What is Dominic's solution?
Dominic's solution is cut out the carpet, put in whatever this is,
Inlaid.
right? And then
And another
there'll be
metal. And another metal strip?
Yeah, that's
and another metal
on
strip
on this side of the
on this
carpet.
side of it. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, so he's gonna connect with Mike on that. We've got this door is wonky. And so he's gonna connect with Mike. And we all saw that this door was wonky the last time we met. It's still wonky. I wrote to Mike and said this door is wonky. He didn't.
Is that a technical term?
It is a
Did I
technical
include
term,
in the-
wonky, WONKY. It's a very only
Okay.
the experts
Because I know
know.
people correct me.
Yes,
but I'm
okay.
not term.
But we've all seen why this door is wonky.
Yes.
So Dominic looked at, I showed it to him, and
Did he
Yeah.
agree that it was wonky?
he did agree that it was wonky.
Did you make him stand in here and then try to get out?
Oh, that would have been fun. Yeah. He doesn't like the handles either and says they're not what was specified. So he's gonna raise that. I think they're hard to operate.
They are very hard to
Yeah,
operate.
okay. Okay, so
Like you
like
say, Mike, what is Mike's last name? And he's-
Masilio, and he's the Masilio. He's works for Construction Dynamics Incorporated.
Okay.
He's the project manager or
Foreman.
no,
No, he's the associate project manager.
yeah, so, okay.
Yeah, yes, I suppose.
Okay.
Just demoted him.
All right.
I demoted him a long.
I know, I know you did. I know he's not your favorite person.
Okay,
He's not the one you hit with the hard hit. though.
okay, no, that was Dominic,
Right.
okay, so, okay, all right.
It has to be double.
I had my shovel outside, okay. So the lighting is another thing, so, so lighting controls, so according to the project specifications, we should have lighting controls in the children's room and in the adult room so that we can dim the lights. Now, we can't even turn them off. So the lights are either on or off and they're controlled by daylight sensors or motion sensors. So they need to.
So are they automatically dimming or
No.
going off?
Well, they do according to the daylight and they go off if there's nobody in the room.
Okay,
But like, say if we decided to have an event in the library in the evening and we wanted to dim the lights, we don't have the ability to do that, but we own the ability to do that. So, so Ted,
because you could do a glow in the dark thing. You need to be able to turn the lights off.
exactly, yes, you know
Or
me,
you're-
I
you're
always
doing
do glow in the
yoga,
dark
you want
things.
it Still in there.
Yes, okay, so they have to run some Cat6 cabling to connect it to the touch screen controller next to the circulation desk. So that's something that is specified, it's in the specifications and they just missed it. Okay,
So we own controlling only from the touchscreen.
right.
Okay.
Right, yes. And then you can't control the lighting in the director's office. And the lighting in the director's office is meant to torture whoever is in there, the way it's set up now. So, so they
Were
are,
we supposed to be able to?
yes, it's 2026. Dimming has been around probably since the 1970s at least, right? Okay, so they talked about connecting it to the controller, they go back and forth. So they are going to put a dimmer on the light switch in that room. And we're not paying extra for it.
No, you can turn it on and off,
I can turn it off. I mostly keep it off. Yeah. And
but
just,
you can't dim it.
right, you can't dim it. And it's just way too bright.
You
So,
don't have
It's
to
an
just sit there.
interrogation room.
right, yeah.
You just don't move when you're in there, and then it doesn't realize you're in there and the lights go off.
Yeah, you'd have to not move for 15 minutes. Okay, but anyway, I just turned the lights off for now, so they're gonna fix that.
That's cheap.
We're not paying for that.
Yeah, no, but I
Yeah,
mean, that's
okay,
cheap
right,
fix.
okay,
It's like
Um,
$15.
okay, there are some outlets in the director's office that don't work. They're gonna
Still,
fix that still. Yeah, they haven't.
There's
been-
outlets all over the library that don't work, right?
No, but Roger went all around and tested them all and they all
Okay.
worked, so that's good.
Except for those.
Except for those. Let's see. And then in the meeting room, we own, or what was specified is dimming control to dim just the first row of lights on the south end of the building. So just the first row. And then the lights that would shine on the wall on the west side and on the south side. And then the cove lighting that runs along the east wall. Those should all be dimmable. There should be 6 different places that are, and then the whole room. We can dim the whole room now, but we can't dim anything else. And
So you can't turn off the lights that are shining on the screen,
right,
just those.
right. So you can it's either all on, all off, or some
All
dim, right? And there's 2 different levels of dim. So we're supposed to have a different controller, but they couldn't source that controller. The
Thought you
control,
hoped you wouldn't notice.
right, so they, and then it may be that they didn't specify. So remember the other day they were talking about, like needing some kind of 4-circuit switch in order to, for the control panel to work. It may be that in order to have that functionality, whatever switch they specified won't allow for that functionality. So we're figuring all of that out. Okay, there are
Right.
3, yes.
So when I was here and we were meeting the other day, we were talking about that. Do we just being able to dim that first row of lights?
Right.
Can it be the first 2? Remember we talked
Not
about?
without some
Not with-
extra wiring. So, but I'll talk to Ted about that and see what it would take. Okay, okay. There are 3 bollards that don't work outside. Ted's coming tomorrow and he's gonna fix those. He's gonna do the wiring to connect the things to the control panel, fix the outlets in the director's office, maybe put the dimmer in. I don't know if he's got that part yet or not. So,
When he comes tomorrow
yeah.
to do the bollards, I'm trying to get more information on this issue of they're not mounted at the right height
Okay,
and they're gonna continue to burn out.
okay. All right. I mean, the thing
They're
is,
not on the right height.
What does the height have to do with them burning out?
Well, one of the electrical guys said that they're not installed at the right height, so he thinks water is getting into the.
Oh, I see, gotcha.
That's
but Ted
why,
said that.
Yeah,
that's why,
okay.
if he knows that the south end of the building, we move the mulch away from the
I
bulbs.
did see that.
Because I want water now to get away from those lights.
Yeah, I see.
So,
Okay.
but we
Were
don't,
they put,
that he was speculating. He
But they were
didn't know
set
this
too
for
low.
sure.
are they set too low or?
They just threw that out and nobody knew whether that one was true. And Dominic was gonna investigate further.
And Dominic still says he's going to investigate further.
If
I'll
you-
say that the 3 of them stopped working right away. And there are 20 of them out there and they were all out there all winter and the rest of them all still work.
So when they open it up,
Right,
we'll know.
okay. All right, and I'm gonna be here watching them like a hawk.
Yeah, I
So-
mean, the first one that Jeff cleared the mulch from, that, the concrete, which he cleared it down to, wasn't too far below the level of the asphalt. But as you go back, what they did is when they put the mulch down, they put the mulch down to be level with the asphalt. And the 3rd bollard is about that, the concrete is about this far, maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit, not much, below the top of the mulch. So that could hold some moisture, but what Mary Ann says makes a lot of sense because we didn't check around these other, well, if you look out at that one, you can see the concrete at the
Yep.
base of the bollard, and
Yep.
that's at about the level of the walkway.
So we don't know enough yet
Right,
to react.
right. And we'll just have them fix it. So that's everything in the building. Now we can do outside the building.
Wow.
Or,
And
do we-
unless-
Our plumbing issues have gone away?
So the plumbing issues were, well, I guess there's 2 plumbing issues. So one plumbing issue was we had a clog and that's
Mhm.
because people were being bad. And so somebody put something in the toilet that didn't belong, that shouldn't have gone in the toilet. And we had a clog outside.
Oh, so that's why I was wondering why all the bathrooms weren't available.
Right.
Okay. It's like we have 3.
Right, right. It was that we discovered that they all didn't work, that
Okay.
we knew it was a bigger problem. Okay.
Gotcha.
So
That's fine.
so the plumber came, they're not going to charge us.
Even
If,
though it wasn't a failure of the.
right, it wasn't a
system.
failure of the system, if we knew that, so I would think that while everything's under warranty, you just call the plumber and you don't attempt anything yourself. But once that's up, I feel confident that I could do that what that guy did with the assistance of one other person, and that we wouldn't have to call a plumber every time. But I'm hoping that it doesn't become an every time
And
issue.
you did increase the amount of signage in each
Right.
restroom.
There were
Mhm.
there were
There were
signs in each
signs.
restroom, and now
Now
there are
there's
5
more
signs.
signs.
Restrooms.
At
Yeah.
all reading heights.
Right, yeah. And I mean, the thing is that children use the restrooms, and sometimes things fall into toilets by accident. And sometimes people who don't live in rural areas and have septic systems use restrooms and aren't aware of things, so we'll just hope for the best. And it did take 4 months, for things to clog up. So that's one thing. So the other thing is that, so the well water is tested once a month, for bacteria, and then it's tested about 4 times a year. It's tested for all other things according to a schedule determined by the DEP. So we've had, low levels of coliform bacteria. It happened when they first built the system, and then it happened again after the first time they chlorinated. So we chlorinated the well before we even opened, and then the water operator chlorinated the well, and then it happened again. So
But you
they,
said it's not E. coli, it's a different. company.
right, and the water, you can still drink the water, it's not harmful. So the certified water operator, which is Housatonic Basin, that's the company we hired.
What is it called?
Housatonic Basin. They came out and they did a pressure test. And they didn't find that there was an issue with any of the water lines. So they took a bunch of samples, and they've sent off all of those samples, and then because that's the process that's required, and then they have an engineer, and their engineer will recommend either a UV sanitation system or a chlorination system. So they're determining the best, they're waiting for the test results, and then they'll determine the best course of action. And the UV sanitation system requires that somebody take a reading and record it every day.
Every day.
Every day, yeah.
Every
So,
day.
yeah,
That's
so,
fun.
yeah. So, which, I mean, that means you keep a clipboard next to
yeah.
it with a pencil on a chain.
It's
and
inside.
It's inside in the
And
water.
this is something that you just walk back there and
Right,
read
yes,
the numbers, right?
right,
Or
write it
something
down,
like that.
yes, yeah, so, okay.
Does the water fountain has its own filter?
Yes.
And does it
yeah.
filter for bacteria?
I don't know, but I think we've not been, like I asked, is the water safe to drink? The water is safe to drink.
Okay.
So they have not said don't drink the water. So, and I've asked very specifically. So, and we haven't had E. coli. That I think would be a different story.
Yep.
So, and then, wells and water are outside. So, with all the elements, so there's, I think that sometimes things get in, so that's that. So now, we have stormwater infrastructure.
We're moving outside.
Yes, we're moving outside. So water brought us outside. So stormwater infrastructure. So we have basin number 1, just this big one over here. That one looks fine. Basin number 2 has a significant amount of standing water in it that looks like it's been there a long time, and it's more water than it should have. So Dominic thinks that the grade was, so that basin had a lot of sediment wash into it. It needs some work. So that's one thing. I sent them pictures the other
Yeah.
day. And so that's one. There is an outlet behind that basin that doesn't have a number or a name. And then basin number 2 has the plastic thing that keep the hole where things drain into it.
Agree.
Right, whatever it is, and that has standing water in it, so it seems like that maybe isn't installed properly, because that shouldn't have, we haven't had rain in almost a week.
Well, how
So-
much standing water?
An
It's
inch.
okay, an inch?
Yeah. Okay,
So, so they're 1, 2, and 3. 1 is the one by the.
Right
road,
here.
Right here.
this 2 is here.
And 3 is out by the.
And 3's
road.
out by the
Okay.
road. Okay, so 3 is, and then so that one behind number 2 that doesn't have a name or a number, that has a lot of like silt on top of the rocks, and the silt is preventing water from being able to drain properly, so that needs to be cleaned out. And I told
Well,
them
and
that.
also the water that goes through picks up that silt and carries it out into the wetland.
Right, so that's why the silt needs to be
Right.
removed, right, so anyway, so I took pictures, sent it to everybody, and then showed it to Dominic today.
So who is now gonna follow up with Mike on them?
Dominic's gonna follow up after, so I emailed that all to Mike, and
Yeah.
Mike was in the meeting the other day when we were talking all of this, and then Dominic's gonna follow up
Okay.
with an email to Mike, he's gonna copy all of us.
Okay.
Okay, and then, should I keep
No,
going?
I'm just, I thought the rocks that were covered with silt were the final outflow of Basin 1. And I know,
No, it's that doohickey back there, that doesn't have a name or a number.
but that's part of Basin, it's the outflow part of Basin 1.
Oh, it might be, yeah,
Yeah, okay.
okay. Alrighty, so, and now there's number 3, which runs along Leverett
Mhm.
Road, which has been a problem ever since they built it, so here's what happened, in my expert opinion. So they built it and they built it late in the season of, not this past winter, but the winter before. There was a lot of erosion, and so like it filled up, and then it was never repaired properly. And so at the end, so it's supposed to be constructed that it has 2 sides, and those 2 sides are 6 inches higher than the spillway at the end. But they're not, it's all the same height. So it's supposed to be like this weird shaped thing with, that goes down like this, and then there's the spillway, maybe to prevent the water from going out on the sides.
Mhm.
Okay, so the spillway at the end eroded during that first winter, and they did a temporary, or what should have been a temporary fix, by filling in the gully that formed and the other places that eroded with wood chips. And then me, being the minister of common sense, I thought that the best course of action would have been to take out those wood chips and fill it in with soil, and then to seed it, and then put some erosion control netting over it, so that seeding could get established. So Mark said that was all done, or that it had been repaired, and me being gullible, the minister of gullibleness, just assumed that they had repaired it properly. So I explained to Dominic that still doesn't seem to be functioning properly, and that this end of it seems to be lower than that end of it. And if you go down there and look at it, you'll see that you look uphill, so anyway, when I went to take the pictures yesterday, I noticed that the areas where they had filled in with wood chips were still just wood chips, and those wood chips are what are washing away. So they never actually repaired it. And wood chips are not going to grow vegetation.
Really?
So really, I feel quite confident that that's the case. Yes.
Oh, I don't
So-
know, in maybe 5 years, they'll decompose enough down there.
Okay.
this long, And then they'll grow something.
I'm not patient.
Yeah.
I'm not. So anyway, if they're still there, but they won't still be there because they'll wash away. So anyway, I now insist that they just rebuild that whole thing. That they can't, it can't just be a patch. They need to just take that whole thing out, rebuild the whole thing, seed it, put some erosion control over it. So anyway, Dominic took pictures. He agrees with me. he also has mentioned several times that the sides are supposed to be higher. Mike in our call the other day was saying, well, we'll fix it, but you know, we've fixed it again and we've said that the design isn't good. It's not the design. It's that it was built late in the season. Vegetation didn't have a chance to grow. It didn't have proper erosion controls on it. It eroded and then it was never repaired. So so they need to just fix it. So I sent pictures and a narrative and I made Dominic look at it today. So we'll see, you know, when that gets done. So I think there'll be some emails flying around.
So just while you're
okay,
talking about the
okay.
basins, basin number 1-3 by the road
Mhm.
is fairly vegetated, the lowest part of it. Same in number 2, but 3 out here is
One.
still, 1 out, sorry,
Right.
1 out here is still just bare soil. So what is the plan for that?
Right. Well, so that
That's part of
that
the,
needs work and that, you know, and
that's
Dominic,
part, it's not just, that it needs to be recontoured some,
right,
it needs to be
Right.
vegetated.
right,
Okay.
yes, yeah. So that was part of the conversation today. It needs attention. So they need to come up with a plan for fixing it. There's a like brown standing water in it. So
Yeah, and it's got kind of a sheen to it.
yeah, so
Mhm.
so that's that. And now the other thing outside, so Penny will both talk more about the whole landscaping thing. But well, so then the other thing is, so the landscaper came today and Greg Tupelo from Stimson Associates. And it looks pretty good out there.
Yeah.
There are
Compared
5,
that
right,
they
Mhm.
yeah.
seeded in late November.
right,
Mhm.
yeah. So everything has been,
Before you get to the plants,
okay.
what does Simpson have to say about the stormwater? Of course, that's not their deal, is it?
It's not their deal, but he agreed with
It's like
everything.
The civil engineer.
Yeah, it's the
okay.
civil engineer. Dominic's gonna get in touch with them. But he agreed that things didn't look, you know, he said, yeah, that standing water doesn't look good there. It does, that's not right, you know, so he kind of agreed, but it's not his thing. But so there are, so they seeded all the places that needed to be seeded. They've seeded it with a rye and then they seeded it
An
with a,
annual rye, a mix of annual rye and then seeds of 4 different kinds of fescues.
right, like a low growing fescue.
Low growth
Right,
fescue, right?
yeah. And so all that seeding has been done. Most of what you see out there is the rye, because the fescues germinate later and they like warmer temperatures to germinate, and some of that, and they will continue to germinate through the months. But it doesn't look terrible, is what we all
There's
agree.
not a lot of bare soil.
Right, right. So, yeah.
Been
Mhm.
covering in some
But
places.
there's more that, but more will germinate,
Yep.
you know, and we'll know more in a
It's
month
more than
or
we
two.
thought there would be.
Yeah,
Right,
because
yeah.
there is a problem with annual rye. It does die. And then you're left with the bare spots.
Right, but what the plan was, you put the combination down, knowing that the rye will germinate quickly and
Right.
kind of hold things in place. It's like a nursery. for
That's
the
always the
fescue.
plan.
Yeah,
And I mean, I've been through it many
yeah.
times. But you know, I'm just saying that, you know,
Right,
the annual rye, when it goes away, you know, usually you have, because it's been occupying space, when it finally dies, you have what you don't want.
Yeah.
right.
a lot of
But we
space.
have, but the fescues are, you know.
Well,
the
fescues are the right type of
Right,
grass.
those should germinate, and you know,
Should.
and if they don't germinate, then they'll have to
Yeah,
come seed
They'll come
again.
and receive
Yeah.
it, right?
Okay, so they removed the tags from almost all of, if not all of the
I
plantings.
found one with a tag.
Okay, excellent. Penny is going to tag the things she can identify, and then they're gonna come and they're gonna tag the rest. So that in a year, if something is dead and it's up to us to replace it, we'll know what it is we need to replace. There are 5 spice bushes that didn't survive the winter. They're going to replace them all. They're going to, so we should not water or trim any of the trees until the warranty is up. So they're responsible for that, so they will send somebody here once a week to water once the watering is necessary. And there are things like clethras and some of the trees that had some winter dieback. They're going to trim all of that up so it looks better for us.
When is the warranty up?
Well, so the warranty starts when Stimson signs off on it, and I
Okay.
think they're gonna
Right,
sign off
right.
on it in a month. So
What
That was
about
my
the,
question.
what about the non-natives that were planted?
They're gonna take them out
they're gonna take them out.
and replace them
They
at
acknowledge
their
that.
cost.
Okay,
Yeah.
how
Yeah,
many of them are there?
two.
Too.
Oh,
Yes,
It's- yeah.
yes.
And
And-
I gotta
yeah.
tell you, it's sad because they look great.
Yes, but we were very clear,
Yes.
in
Mhm.
writing,
Yep.
you know, repeatedly that we
Yep.
didn't want non-natives. And I will say it is hard to source native plants, and it's
Mhm.
hard to source large native plants.
And it's
so-
hard to source anything in particular in November.
Right, it is, but it is hard, so,
Mhm.
but then they do fall back on, well, you tell them this is what you want and this is what they give you. And so we, being fresh off of a workshop just last night where we learned about the benefits of planting native plants for pollinators and birds, we're
Stomped our
firm.
feet. We
Yes,
stomped our
we did.
feet.
We were like, we had an actual expert here last night. We
Right.
know what we're talking about. So, and I mean, Penny is an expert. So,
Yes.
but yeah,
Are the non-native shrubs or are they trees?
shrubs. They're a witch
Yeah.
hazel.
Well, actually, it's funny, they're really big witch hazels, so they're in the tree category in their list, but they're shrubs.
Yeah. I mean, they're not gonna get much taller than that. Like,
Oh, yeah, well, we.
I mean, I have a fair amount of witch hazel. It's, you know,
Yeah.
Yeah, we
well,
try to get rid of
It
it.
can
Yeah.
be tall.
it can,
But
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's not gonna be
It's
like an
open.
oak tree.
no, it's
No.
very open.
Right,
Yeah.
yes, okay. So anyway, they do look great, but they're
Mhm.
not native plants, so they're not,
I bet they
as,
give them away. I bet they're just gonna leave them on the side of the road.
yeah, we'll see, but they're just not they're not, you know, they're not hazardous to wildlife, but they're not beneficial for wildlife either. And we want this to be a place where things are
Sure.
beneficial to wildlife. So before mostly Penny, but before we talk about the landscaping needs, I saw Nancy today and who lives next door.
Oh,
Um, And so anyway, I love Nancy and Nancy loves me and Nancy loves the library.
That's
And
new.
yeah, and no, it's not. And but Nancy would like some privacy. So what I would like to do is just sort of like take the bushes for the privacy screen between Nancy's house and here, like out of the total project and just
Do it.
just do it and say these are important. They're about a privacy screen for the neighbor. It's important to get them done as quickly as possible. We're gonna have to, where do we have to drive to get those?
Well, the only place I've found that have the really big ones is Weston in Hopkinton.
All the way, the one in Hopkinton, okay.
They don't
so-
have them at any of their satellite
Okay,
nurseries
all
that
right.
I found.
right. So I think to get them, we're gonna have to rent a van.
Or does somebody have a truck?
Well, how big are they?
Yeah,
They're 5 feet tall.
Yeah, they won't fit my truck unless I take the cap off, which is a
Mhm.
whole
Right,
other
yeah.
thing.
Yeah,
A truck without a cap.
what about a trailer?
Well, they shouldn't be blowing in the wind on the highway.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
I mean, they would in a truck too.
yeah, what
That's why you
about
wanna get a
like
van.
hail-
You can if they're in a truck,
Hail
you can lie
warnings.
them down.
Gotta,
If they're in a trailer, you can let them go.
Yeah.
a van or,
No,
he has
a
a
trailer.
trailer. Yeah, he has a trailer,
he has a trailer.
right.
You could tarp them.
You
No,
could-
that
yeah.
would be what you would want to do, I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
but tarping on a trailer is like going at highway speeds.
Yeah,
Well, you go the back
If you're going
roads.
Hopkinton, yeah, you can
Back
hike.
roads to Hopkinton, you take 21.
I think we
20.
should just rent a van from,
How many are you getting?
I'm gonna buy 4 really big ones and 5 smaller ones.
$100, right, yeah.
And they're like, yeah,
Yeah, okay. And so like, I'd like to go get them this week.
don't get them until the highway department is
Oh, built the
prepared,
berm, right,
prepared to
Okay.
place the plant.
all right. Okay, so can we just, I make a motion, so I'm leaving, so then it's gonna fall on you. But I make them, unless we do it this week, okay?
Do it this week.
Okay, all right, so I make a motion that we just remove them from the rest of the project. Because in the interest of like,
So we're doing that so
Literally,
that we can do it sooner, because
literally,
otherwise
do
we
it
have to wait.
sooner.
Right,
and because it is, because our neighbor has been very patient and. You know, and she does have this intrusion on her property now.
Mhm.
So, and that we should just work on getting that done. Penny and I did meet with Haley about having the highway department build a small berm there. And so that needs to be done and then we need to get them. So,
So the berm will be on her side and the,
no.
well, all of, yeah,
It'll be on
on
But I
town
mean,
owned land.
But on
Yeah.
that side,
on the,
Right.
along the
Driveway.
close to the property line.
Yes,
the berm will be, and then the plants will be
on top of
In the
it,
berm.
On,
in the
yeah,
berm.
Yeah.
on top of the berm, in other words, give it a little bit more elevation.
right,
yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah.
add some slightly nicer soil, but you know, all of this, as the soil's been amended somewhat, but that's just where that's planted, it's outside of the limit of work, and it's just,
right.
you know, rainbow
Right.
grass
Yeah.
and crappy soil, so it'll also benefit the plants a little bit.
Why remove it from the project? I think what you mean is, we've paid for it with the total project. And we're gonna pay for it separately on our
No,
own.
Well, we
Yeah.
haven't even gotten to that yet. So this would just be, we're gonna just say this needs to be done. It's an issue with providing some privacy for the neighbor that we've promised her. We've put her off and put her off. And so we want to just say, we're not quite ready to move forward with buying everything else and planting everything else. But we want to just get this done. So we
And
want
would that
to
have been
say,
our responsibility anyway?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, yes,
it
it's,
was part of the whole landscaping project.
But
right,
it's not gonna be bundled with the rest of the
Right.
plants that we're buying.
right.
And,
Yeah.
and we're talking hundreds of dollars here, we're not talking thousands,
We're
right?
talking
Right.
thousands.
We are talking thousands?
But 2,000.
Well, each rhododendron is around. Well, it depends. They're between $250 and $500.
Right.
And how many you buying?
I propose we buy 4 of the biggest size that we can find. Which would be in a row closest to Nancy's house, and then 5 in front that are slightly smaller.
So 2,000 and then 3,250.
Yeah,
All right.
and you know, I've looked at their prices online. I haven't seen the plants, so I don't know
Right,
what they actually look like.
right.
And I mean,
Okay.
we've got friends' money and,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
we've got
Yeah.
money.
Okay. Yeah,
Money's
it's not about the money. It's
Yeah.
about just sort of saying it's important to get this done now.
Right.
So we're just gonna get it done now. And then, okay. So then, so I make a motion that we do that we just move forward with getting the rhododendrons planted between the library and Nancy's property to give our neighbor the privacy that.
I second it.
Can I make an amendment to your motion?
Mhm.
That we also put in 3 trees at the same time that will
Mhm.
provide some shade, which is important for the success of the rhododendrons.
Absolutely. Okay. So,
I'll second that.
He seconded it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Elaine, Helena seconded, I thirded.
Never got a second.
Okay,
And you want this, you want it done before you come back.
that would be awesome.
well, now, I'll-
I'll help you.
Yeah.
I'll go with you
you go with me, yeah, to get the
to get them.
plants.
Mhm.
Okay, and then we need to find someone with well, actually, I'll look that up.
Okay.
We have a tractor.
I have a tractor. How big's your tractor?
That's a good size.
And we have to source the
My
tree
tractor.
too, right?
What? We have to what?
If
Source the trees.
from Sugarloaf, because I know they have one in stock now.
One or two?
$650.
Two of them?
They we could get 2. Or we could get, yeah. I'd get 3 trees from Sugarloaf now.
Yeah, go easy
Yeah.
on the oaks. Oaks have these things that are called acorns, and if you
It's
don't
a-
break the acorns up, it's a problem.
So, it doesn't matter.
Right, because that's
It
a,
always matters.
no,
No.
because with this, we're not having lawn here.
It's
We're having,
rough.
we're having like meadow, so, so
It'll
the
be an
acorns
oak
don't matter, and
forest.
oaks are important keystone trees that are
As we
important for,
learned last
as
night.
we learned last night. And so they're important for they're important for conservation science, they're important for feeding pollinators and birds. So,
But they are a
Yeah.
good source of food,
yes,
but.
Yeah. right,
Well,
but
I
that,
understand that.
Well,
But they also make acorns,
They also sell
Yeah.
acorn
a lot of acorns.
seedlings in the, you know.
Yeah, oh, well, that's another
There's
issue.
no one. can tell me
answer.
folks.
Right.
okay, alrighty, so that's good.
Arrows.
Yeah, so
Library of
So we're gonna vote on this thing?
Sugarloaf will
deliver.
deliver, yeah, okay.
They won't plant, but they will deliver.
Discussion over? We've been still discussing. I hear no more discussion. Roll
Yeah,
call vote.
Antonella's eye. Oh,
Yeah,
Do
oh,
we need a roll call vote when we're all in person, or can we just say aye?
Well, it's recorded.
it's being recorded.
Okay.
Roll
Antonella's
call
eye.
vote.
We're not done yet.
Thomas, I.
Foster, I.
Pool eye.
Reluctant eye. Jake's eye.
Moss eye.
I can be fine.
Paleo, aye.
Alrighty, so now on to, so we are required to plant 71 trees, no, 41 trees.
Yeah.
71 shrubs.
41 trees and I think 73 shrubs. And Penny has been
Getting crabbier and crabbier about it.
getting crabbier and crabbier about it. But anyway, it's a big thing. So we're gonna do, so we've always planned to do, when we originally took all of this landscaping out of the project, we thought that the highway department would help with the planting. The highway department doesn't have the skill level that it had before.
Or the cheerfulness.
Okay, well, the highway department mostly doesn't have an actual experienced trained landscaper on the staff. So, so it's not practical to think that they can help us. So, and trees are not really something volunteers can plant. They're too big to move without equipment and
Mhm.
expertise.
Mhm.
So we have to put in these 41 trees and we have to hire somebody to plant them. And so there are 3 different levels of procurement. There's under $10,000 where you can go to a nursery or to a landscaper and you can say, I need X, how much it's gonna, and I expect it to cost $9,000, and then you can just get 3 verbal quotes.
Mhm.
Then there's $10,000 to $50,000, and you have to have a scope of services, and that has to be advertised, and then people give you quotes. Okay. Oh my God, he's up and walking. Okay. And then if it's over $50,000, it has to go out to bid. Okay. So, but then but the $10,000 to $50,000 is scope of services that has to be advertised, like in the newspaper, on Conbuys, on the Central Register.
For how long?
so-
2 weeks?
Yeah, for 2 weeks, so then that falls under Haley's job, doing all of that. So we met with Haley and we're sort of getting pricing on trees to see where things fall. And then I'm working on a scope of services for the trees, because it seems like the trees could fall between the $10,000 and $50,000.
Yeah.
So I'm working on the scope of services, so it'll be ready to be advertised so that can be done while I'm away or before I'm away.
That's a very important step.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay, yes,
We have to have all these trees and shrubs in by a certain date.
Yes. The order of conditions, which specified that we had to do this, expires, I think it's in March of 2027. So we have to plant them this growing season or ask for an extension.
Yeah,
So,
I think we, well, oh,
No, no, say,
well, so, I spoke with, somebody that I've known for 40 years who plants trees. He's a landscaper from Belchertown,
Is this Mike?
Michael Blicky.
So does he source trees or does he just?
Yes,
plant
yes, he
trees?
sources trees. And we talked in, you know, basically I answered as many questions as I could.
Mhm.
And he basically deals with wholesalers. Okay, and he had a catalog. Okay, and he did that, you know, he opened, you know, he had it right there, you know, without knowing that I walked in there, he had no idea we were going to be discussing trees. Okay. Anyhow, so he's well versed in this, and I even have photos right in my pocket of trees that he's planted in Belchertown that he just had me check out on the way out. The guy's very, very competent, very high quality, has got all the equipment. But a couple of things that he mentioned to me, 4 points I think that I want to raise here is first of all, you know, we don't know really how good the soil is here. So we know that when we dig a hole, there's a good chance that whatever we take out of that hole, we probably don't want to put back in the hole. Okay. So that means whatever we take out of the hole, we have to have a place to put that material. And whatever we put in the hole, we have to have a source for that material. Okay. So, so as in loam, as in decent quality loam to put in the hole around the trees.
But current wisdom is that you don't really want to alter the soil very much for trees.
Well-
Because in the long run, they'll outgrow the hole and then they'll be in the crappy soil.
But if
And
we're
they'll get
digging out
shot.
rocks and gravel and things like that,
Yeah.
that's just that we don't want to put that in there. Okay, so anyhow,
Yeah.
so let me just continue.
Okay,
So I think, so in that sense, I think that we may still have to rely on somebody like Dennis Clark to provide a place to put the stuff that we don't want to put back in the ground. And if and when we need loam, to provide the loam. The other thing that he also told me, which makes me a little concerned about the 41 trees, is that he, you know, because he's been doing this for a long time, he talked to me about some trees that he planted 20 years ago on a 50-foot spread that are now touching. So, you know, knowing that, it's like, well, you know, if you're gonna follow any kind of a rule of thumb like that around here, you know, we don't, you know, where are we gonna put 41 trees? But that's a whole nother problem.
and I think that has been sorted out.
Well,
because we
okay,
have a
so,
plan.
okay, so
Yeah.
that's the other thing. So in order to do this, we need to have the plan out there so that people can look at that plan.
We have the plan,
Okay,
yeah.
but you know, I mean, okay, yeah, a plan like that, okay, a piece of paper.
What's the plan?
Okay, and copies of that plan, okay,
Yeah.
that can be, you know, given to people so that they can look at them. And a list of trees that are acceptable.
I have all that.
Okay, so that's gotta be given to Mary Ann, and that's gotta go into the scope of services.
I'm gonna put that
Yeah,
on the scope of services.
Yeah, because, you're right, because, you know, I found that there were too many questions that I couldn't answer. Which
Yeah.
made me believe that, you know, we're really not far enough along on this whole thing.
Oh, no,
We have all
no,
that.
we
Yeah,
do,
but-
I have.
Well, I know that
yeah.
you have it, but it
Yeah.
just, it has to be made available to others, okay,
Of course.
who are gonna look at this.
Talk to.
Okay, well.
Yeah,
anyway.
right, yes, okay.
So,
We have to pay prevailing wage rate.
Yes.
We have to pay prevailing wage. Okay, and so then for the shrubbery, so like the trees we can't do with volunteer labor. The shrubbery, we always intended to do with volunteer labor. So I really think this is two separate projects.
yes.
oh, it is.
And the shrubbery, we're just buying 73 shrubs.
71,
Hmm,
only 71.
71, okay. And then we just voted to take the rhododendrons out because we want to get that done as soon as
Right.
possible.
Yep.
So that takes out some,
9.
9.
And
So.
can I
okay.
just continue for 1 second? And we also have to consider, how are we gonna water 41 trees? So, you know, I think the thing, I mean, I like the idea of doing 20 and 20 or 20 and 21, something like that. But the problem is that having to do it by next March, I mean, we can't be planting trees now. Because we're heading into July and it's a very bad time for all of that. I mean, I think
As a gardener, I'm very aware of that and we have a plan for all of that.
okay, so I mean, I'm thinking that we're probably gonna start the tree planting in the fall
I,
or August at the earliest.
I think we want to get them in as soon as we can.
Yeah, but what kind of an answer is that?
I think we should have planted them in April, but we weren't there to.
So
do
what
that.
kind of an answer is that? What are we gonna do now? Okay, now at the end of May.
Getting prices for trees, we're going through the process that we learned, we have to go through. We will have hoses and we will have volunteers to water them for the entire growing season,
If we have enough water in the well to do that,
but you only water once a week.
okay?
I
And
mean,
there's plenty
you
of.
know, we'll have a. we'll have
So a
plans.
rotating schedule of, yeah, like 5 trees a day or something?
Yeah.
Or 6 trees a day?
You know. Well, we don't have to water the ones the contractor put in, because we're not supposed to mess with those until the warranty's up. It's the ones that we're putting in over here.
So of the 41, how many are left?
Oh, no, the 41, that's all
No,
of them.
there were twice as many.
So that's what I mean. I mean, if we have to plant 41 trees and the contractors planted X number amount of trees, how many trees are we planting?
Oh, no, we have to plant 41.
We have to plant
Yeah,
41.
yeah.
Okay.
Like 41.
They planted,
I don't know the number. I can count.
wow, okay.
I have all the numbers on this sheet.
Yeah.
I
yes,
agree that
yeah.
it's really difficult.
Well, I mean, this is supposed to be a hot, dry summer.
Mhm.
And, I'm just very worried about,
Well, we had a hot, dry fall last year too. I mean, I was harvesting tomatoes into early November
Mhm.
and watering like crazy. So, it's unfortunate that we're here now, but I don't think we have a choice other than to move forward as quickly as we can and get things into the ground as quickly as we can. And I hope we don't get to the point where we have to decide that we have to wait till fall. But for me, I think getting them in the ground, keeping them watered and letting them get established is the best things that we can do.
And I do think we have a lot of people that are interested in helping.
Yeah, I mean, you're
You know,
talking about
yeah.
water, volume of water is a concern.
well, I mean, I'm just looking at it at the end of May and I don't see us putting a tree in the ground for another month. I mean, especially if we've got to put this thing out, I
Yeah.
mean, we've got to create a scope of services and all that, and put it out.
Find that out this week, that we have to go through that whole process.
So, I mean, that's my point is I don't see us doing a thing until the end of June. In terms of putting a tree in the ground.
Other than the stuff beside Nancy's, you're right.
So, right, so.
And then we have to remember that we have to get the trees planted and we need to do that first. And then we'll do the shrubbery.
And maybe we'll do
Okay.
the shrubbery in the fall. But I feel like, trying to do, it's gonna have to be phased because it's such a lot of work.
It is a lot of work and I don't know. I mean, and the other thing is planting 41 trees is gonna, all this lovely lawn that you guys are just talking about, it's gonna get affected. I mean, because you're gonna have to have a heavy machine moving these trees into place and then you're gonna have to get a small backhoe digging holes.
But you have to remember that we intentionally let the contractor plant all the things that are further out into the lawn. All the stuff we're planting is right along either side of the driveway or around the loop back here. So we're not gonna be driving over grass except right at the very edge.
And we're stuffing 41 trees right through here.
Mhm.
Okay.
There you go.
Well, gosh, it closes, I guess it's fine.
Yeah, except that the rug has a hole in it now, so, okay.
So,
So I actually, just to throw this out, I was thinking about, okay, we get all this new plant material and
Mhm.
water And if I remember correctly, it's a fairly low yield well, so you don't have a lot of extra capacity. But I thought, oh, could set up a thing where you ask people to,
Bring water from home?
right, yes, no, seriously. Save
Full
your
buckets.
gallon
Yeah,
containers,
and
bring
bring
your
it
milk,
home.
and when you come, bring 2 gallons of water.
So maybe people can adopt a tree.
Yeah,
I think we should definitely have people adopt a tree,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
and,
And bring 5
And-
gallons a
and-
week.
I mean,
and, yes.
you know, children with parents, I mean, that, you know,
Yes.
like, we're gonna, this is our.
And we can
choice.
get some kind of ribbon that we can put around the trees with
Yeah.
names on them.
I am so worried. Some of these trees are gonna be overwatered and some of them are not gonna be watered.
That's right, and overwatering is probably worse than underwatering.
So
don't-
just bring the water, we'll take
Yeah,
care.
I think that,
Bring the
yeah.
Water, yeah, and well,
We could
The other
still,
thing is there are those bags.
yeah, how much do the bags cost?
I don't know, so,
Well, the
but,
bags are a good idea.
Yeah,
yeah. There are those bags that you
Yeah.
can fill with water and then
you
the
know, we
water
did that when they planted those trees at the.
up at town hall,
library.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So,
Well, that's what the city of Northampton uses those whenever they put in a tree.
you
right,
can take empty joint compound and drill several tiny holes and pour the water in, and it works like the bag.
so like the buckets,
The white buckets.
the white buckets, but there are also
5 gallon.
so where that they have at Home Depot and Lowe's.
Yeah,
Yeah, but you need like 2 buckets per tree, and so that's $5 a bucket.
Home Depot would
no, you
donate them.
find, or you find where they're
Yeah.
building and you get the empties and just clean them out.
That's what I use, but,
Yeah,
well,
I mean,
anyway.
I've got several I can give.
It is a daunting project, and I have to say, when I learned we had to go
We
through
could
this
ask
bidding
DPW
process
Sanders
rather
if they
than
have
just getting prices
some that we
and buying
borrow.
trees,
buckets or bags.
Okay.
I felt deflated.
It's a lot, it's daunting,
It is
but I
daunting.
think I will,
This whole
yeah,
building was daunting, and we did it.
We
right.
did,
we did.
but we had a construction crew.
Well,
Yeah.
We can do this. I'll write the scope of services by Monday. And then I'll get that to Haley. I think we have you'll have some more information by then, I
I
think.
hope I'll call Amherst Nursery
Right.
again tomorrow.
Okay.
I'm going to
Yeah.
Masami tomorrow.
Right,
And I have prices from Sugar.
okay.
You should send your scope of services out to buildings committee peoples, just so they can read it.
Mhm. Yeah. And,
And it's it is 2 separate things. One is buying the trees and one is planting them. Because some nurseries only sell trees, some nurseries sell trees, and they provide planting services.
Well, but if you're putting this thing out to bid, it could be that, the contractors are gonna wanna provide the trees, and put them in the ground.
Well,
It's within
with great
prison.
certainty, nobody has all the trees we want because they're not your ordinary landscaper trees. And Sugarloaf doesn't have them all. Amherst Nursery doesn't have them all. They have different, one
So
has
those
some.
are those are retailers, they're not wholesalers. The little book that I was, that I was,
Well, I-
subject to, 2-inch trees are available.
They're hard to
I
find.
think we
yeah.
need a
I'll
subcommittee.
talk with, and I'll look at his book. I've done that with Amherst Nursery already,
What's that?
looked at all their material. And
this
they're
is the
just
most
hard to
fun
find.
about working.
What
Yeah.
we're asking for is not readily
My
out there.
children's librarian will sometimes text me and say, if you.
Well,
need
they
some
do
cuteness,
go fast,
send
and
that
maybe we
out."
can get a concession from the
Hopefully
Conservation
next
Commission
Monday.
to put in smaller trees.
They've already said we can do that.
They
Yeah,
already
well,
said,
We've already asked.
okay,
Do you have a lot more to talk about on this? If we do, I think we should put it to a subcommittee.
yeah, I agree.
But well, anyway, yes, we can just say it's a more complicated project than we realized. when we
well, we're just
started.
getting into it. I mean,
I don't know, I feel like I'm drowning in it, but
well, yeah, you can.
Well, I think we've learned that it's, just more complicated than
Right.
we thought. And when we first envisioned this, we thought the highway department would do the heavy lifting and things that
and I
change.
don't think we realized that we had to go through this bidding.
Well, I think if they were doing the work, that we wouldn't be spending as much
The
on
trees would
trees.
still cost the same.
They would still cost the same, and they're
Yeah,
more
so-
than 10,000.
So actually,
Yeah.
just one last thing and then let's move on.
Mhm.
You were going to investigate it. Whether if the money comes directly from the Friends.
Yeah, it doesn't matter because it's still here on this public project, on this, town
That's what I
property.
thought.
So,
Different project, but
Yeah.
same answer.
okay.
Yeah, because this is a municipal library, I can get
Yeah.
away with that because we're not a municipal library, so we can use private money.
Yeah, can you change our status?
No.
No,
Oh, just. for
You don't want to
fun?
be.
Yeah, okay.
no.
Okay.
So it's, like we've just thought about this in all the different ways. And so, and I think what I'll do with the scope of services is have it be tiered, like we want prices on providing these trees and planting them. And we want prices on just planting the trees if we provide the trees. And because I think what we don't want to run into is the same thing where we had this landscaper who we had to keep going back and saying, nope, that's not a native plant. Oh, look, you put in native plants, take them out. We
Mhm.
want very specific plants. So,
Okay.
okay.
All right. What else is there?
What's this?
What else?
Wait, what's the?
Yeah.
Oh, the
The
bird,
bird.
feather friendly.
Oh, yeah, that's on my list, right there under window film. Okay, so, they came out, they couldn't even get it off, they had to scrape it all off. They, put some more up. They, the film does not want to, when they put it up, they peel it off and it just peels the dots off. So,
So
Um,
they installed this successfully in other places.
I think they have.
They-
Was it
they-
on
So
for
what's
too
different
long?
about our windows?
I don't know. They don't seem
It's on
to
those ones.
have success with it, right? So they are talking to Feather Friendly and they are looking at other products. So there's a product called Solix, Solyx, which is a clear film with dots that you leave on the windows. And they're going to send me the cut sheets on that. I'm gonna send it to Dominic. He knows that product. And he's gonna check and see if it affects the warranty, the Pella warranty. And so he was just here yesterday, the feather friendly guy. So it's an ongoing conversation, but they have assured us that we will not have to pay any more.
Has Feather Friendly put this product on other Pella windows?
I don't know.
What did they put on the Hitchcock Center?
I don't know.
I thought it was feather friendly.
I thought it was too.
I can check with Colleen.
Yeah. But we'll let them continue to work on it and I'll send him another email tomorrow. So.
Have we had many bird strikes yet?
No, none of that I know of. Yeah.
Do you do a perimeter sweep each morning?
No, I don't.
In addition to logging the water.
The water quality.
information, you can just do
Yes.
a little
You're gonna
perimeter
have
sweep.
a freezer full of birds to taxidermy. So, yes. So she has one in her freezer. So, okay, not from here, from another escapade. So, and not her escapade either. So, just, yeah. So, this guy is so cute.
It really is.
Yeah, I don't think that little plastic toy is gonna hurt the clap grass.
If it does, we have no problem.
Yeah, anyway, but anyway, the library is awesome. Families come and hang out in the children's room for hours at a time. There's we've finally finalized a meeting room use policy and we've got members of the public booking the meeting room. That's why we can't be in there tonight. But they had it booked before we moved the meeting.
This is fine.
Somebody new really like it for a long time, somebody new came in every day. There's still somebody new who comes in like at least every other day. we're giving out new library cards every week. We're attracting people from out of town and people who live in town that weren't using the library before, so. So we did a good thing.
Yep.
We should all be proud.
Okay, is there anything else that needs to be?
Are we gonna have a discussion about the bird house?
So another thing that we promised the Conservation Commission is that we will put up 6 bird houses and 2 bat houses. Somebody donated a bat house. So Dave Mosier made this birdhouse. It's a prototype. It had to be approved by the birdhouse czar. Cliff, can you bring that home and have him? Okay. So he looked at Cliff's book and Cliff's notes, and he took pictures of Cliff's notes, and he had the same book at home.
Oh, good.
Cliff notes, yes.
Yeah, good one.
So I think that that's probably just what we want.
Almost.
Yeah, okay, alrighty, and so you'll get us
Yeah.
feedback, okay,
I'll meet
Okay.
with Cliff.
okay. And then somebody else has offered to make us 6 cedar posts to mount them on.
Oh, great.
And I think we want cedar.
I think we want metal.
Can you use locust?
I would use metal because it's harder to climb. And the goal is you don't want predators to climb
So metal meaning like,
metal posts.
okay,
Metal
already,
fence
so then
posts.
we don't need those cedar
Yeah,
posts,
no.
okay, already
And they're more
kind of.
permanent too.
Doris.
How do we attach it?
Just
My
put,
God.
I think, well, you guys told me like
So-
a flange on
My
here
God.
that it fits on. Oh,
I did
Well, if
some-
the post came up behind, you
Yeah.
could just go right through the back here
yeah.
and through
Yeah.
the post, which I think would be
Well,
more
I'm-
secure.
So like posts like that?
It
Like,
could be
the-
posts like that.
okay,
Yeah, like-
alright,
Yeah,
I mean, with a little, that's
Like
easier.
the street signs.
I don't know, that looks easier to climb than a round.
Yeah, something
fence
round
post.
that they can't get their
Okay.
claws on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
so, okay, so anyway,
We'll figure that out.
we'll figure that out, okay. And we've certainly missed
This
nesting
year's
season,
nesting
but that's
season,
okay,
so that's
it's the
okay
work in
too.
progress.
Mhm.
Tell that to the
I
Phoebe.
have one
Yeah.
question, and which maybe will come up. You know, I have a number of birdhouses, and I often find that wasps or other bees will decide to move in. So you got all these vent holes,
Mhm.
and I'm wondering, is it important to put some screen? I mean, obviously you go in through the access hole, but you've got all these others. And
Yeah, actually, some of them have like a screen here,
I put screen on you.
yeah,
Nice.
right.
Yeah.
And that lets birds climb out, but it also
Trying to get out.
putting
Who is
screen
this
through the holes,
then
The Potters.
right. Yeah.
I don't know
Except we
his
have to
name.
Scrub them out
Um,
every year.
it's,
Is that harder with the
There's
screen?
3
Where
buildings.
is the screen?
The middle one is Ellsworth.
Just on this side?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I think the oldest one is.
You know,
Yeah.
we also have,
You
we
don't
have a
know
bunch in our
because
field
they're
and
way younger
in
than
the
mine.
winter.
It's,
way
we have
younger than
6
mine.
chicken
Yes,
squirrels
yes,
in one of them.
So.
One
One of my kids could be a parent to one of
Yeah.
these kids.
Yeah.
My kids, not quite yet.
Winter in there.
And then I know the baby
And then
name,
there's
but I
a-
just can't think of it, you know.
And bluebird nest.
So,
there's
lots of
a
stuff.
bluebird nest.
Yeah.
Okay,
CPC
Yeah.
meeting.
well, I think we're,
I
okay,
make a motion to adjourn.
Second,
all in favor?
All in favor?
Antonellis, aye.
Dallas eye.
Foster.
cool eye.
Jake's eye.
Lost eye.
Okay.
And it sounds
Do we
like,
need another meeting?
do we need, or do we just need to wait and see how things go?
We need to wait and see how
Let's
things
wait,
go.
see how things go, yeah.
He's
When
gonna
are you
get
gone?
I leave
But
in
did you second this
29th.
time too?
Let me turn
Of
this
May
off.
29th?
Yeah. And,
Yep, well, there'll be another meeting. Some point.
all right,
So